Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into one of the absolute coolest, most alluring ideas in the entire aquarium hobby, keeping a literal living slice of the ocean right on your desk. It's a seriously captivating thought, right? Having a vibrant, glowing coral reef mere inches from your keyboard. But as we're going to discover today, building this miniature ecosystem successfully takes just a little bit of strategic thinking.
Now you might be wondering, is smaller actually easier? There's this super persistent myth out there that tiny tanks are the ultimate low-maintenance, cheap choice for beginners. People naturally think, hey, it's small, so it's got to be easy to handle. Well, today, we're going to bust that myth wide open and uncover exactly what size makes sense for a genuinely smooth start.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover the Nano Reef appeal, maintenance, and your routine, finding that sweet spot, the stability trade-off, and finally, realistic stocking expectations.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the Nano Reef appeal. So, what exactly is a Nano Reef tank? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A typically small saltwater aquarium designed specifically to fit onto our desks or living room shelves. The big draw here is that it offers a way less expensive entry point into complex reef keeping compared to those massive 100-gallon systems. You get all the breathtaking beauty of the ocean without needing to structurally reinforce your floorboards to hold the weight.
Moving right along to Section 2, maintenance in your routine.
You know, your daily lifestyle actually dictates the physical reality of the tank you can handle. Let's say you're the frequent traveler, someone who really needs minimal daily involvement. You're actually going to want to aim for the larger end of the nano range. Why? Because larger water volumes kind of maintain themselves a bit longer while you're busy. But if you're the daily monitor, meaning you've got consistent time every single day to test the water and quickly respond to changes, well, then you actually have the bandwidth to manage those super small, sensitive micro setups.
And that brings us to a really hard truth about water chemistry. Low-volume water means chemical volatility. When things go sideways in a tiny tank, they go sideways very, very fast. Think about it like a drop of food coloring. Drop it in a swimming pool, you don't even see it. Drop it in a teacup, and the whole thing changes color instantly, right? Smaller tanks just swing way faster in temperature and salinity, whereas larger tanks act like a buffer. They are just so much more forgiving of those inevitable beginner mistakes.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, finding the sweet spot. 15 to 20 gallons. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, remember this number. This right here is the true Goldilocks sweet spot. It perfectly balances that space-saving, cool factor of a nano tank with the absolutely crucial stability of a larger system. To put that into perspective, let's compare. In that 10 to 15 gallon range, you need serious discipline. Your filtration options are physically limited by space, and your margin for error, it's dangerously low. But bump that up just a bit to the 15 to 20 gallon range, and suddenly it's highly approachable. You have actual room for meaningful filtration choices, and most importantly, your margin for error is massively buffered by that extra water volume. Those 5 extra gallons literally make a world of difference.
But hey, it's not just about the volume. The physical footprint of the tank matters immensely. A longer, wider footprint gives your livestock way better horizontal swimming space, it gives you much more stable equipment placement, and honestly, it just allows for easier access when you're cleaning. Think about it. A tall, skinny column tank might technically hold 20 gallons, but it's going to be an absolute nightmare to light properly and reach your arm into, compared to a nice, long, shallow one.
All right, let's get into Section 4, the stability trade-off.
To fight those rapid changes we talked about in small volumes of water, there are some totally non-negotiable equipment basics you're going to need. You absolutely have to have dependable filtration systems to process waste, along with adequate heater and cooling controls. You do not want that water overheating or freezing on you. And this is a big one: evaporation and salinity management. Remember, when water evaporates, the salt stays behind. In a small tank, that means your salt concentration spikes incredibly fast, so a reliable way to top off that fresh water is crucial. There's also a huge psychological factor at play here. Easy access is vital because skip maintenance is one of the absolute most common reasons beginner reef setups struggle. Seriously, if you build a tank that's a pain to reach into, you're gonna skip your chores. You want a setup where reaching in to clean the glass, change a filter pad, or siphon water is entirely frictionless. Don't make it a hassle just to get your hands wet.
Finally, let's talk about the really fun stuff in Section 5, realistic stocking expectations.
Okay, you have to resist the overwhelming temptation to add too much too soon. You simply cannot recreate the entire cast of Finding Nemo in 15 gallons. In a Nano Reef, less is absolutely more. Overcrowding is a super fast, direct path to nutrient spikes, massive algae problems that will just coat your glass, and really stressed animals. You are managing a micro-environment. You just can't fit a massive variety of species in there right out of the gate.
So, how do we safely populate this new ecosystem? It's a simple step-by-step approach. Step 1, plan a simple, coherent setup. Don't try to mix every single cool coral you see at the store. Step 2, start with hardier corals that can actually tolerate those minor beginner water swings while you learn the ropes. And Step 3, introduce a very small number of fish, or honestly, consider none at all to start. Let the corals be the star of the show while your filtration catches up.
I love this quote from our sources. A steady, sustainable routine will outperform frequent major changes. That right there is the golden rule for your microocean. It craves consistency above all else. Don't go chasing perfect numbers by dumping random chemicals in every single day. Just keep your routine steady and let the tank settle.
So, the big question is, are you ready to maintain your own microocean? I really hope this explainer has equipped you to look past the myth that smaller always means easier. By respecting the water volume, locking in that 15 to 20 gallon sweet spot, and keeping your stocking realistic, you are perfectly positioned to build a truly stunning, thriving nano reef. Will you prioritize stability and start planning your slice of the ocean today? Thanks so much for hanging out and learning with us, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.